How long has it been since I last saw you?
Oh, I don't know.
It's been a minute.
Years.
Years.
Yeah.
You've been busy.
Right?
Yeah, it's been years,
Years.
easily, for
Yeah.
sure. Well, happy belated birthday to a
Thank
fellow
you.
Taurus. Us Tauruses, listen, we got to
You
stick
a May
together.
Taurus?
I'm a May Taurus.
Okay, happy early birthday.
It's my birthday's on Friday,
Happy
May
birthday!
6th. Yes.
Woo!
So I pulled up our astrology and our horoscope to see what is going on for us Tauruses.
Okay.
Wait, is there a difference? I just noticed that you said I'm a May Taurus. Is that different than you as a April Taurus?
I mean, it goes into the whole chart,
no.
but I'm definitely closer to being an Aries.
Oh no, then a Taurus?
I mean, technically, you are too on the scale.
Right.
Like, there's some people who are like still a Taurus, but they're born like 2 days before Gemini season. So I'm like, you're almost a Gemini.
So we kind of, yeah.
I'm like still borderline a little cuspy, but also it goes down into like the rest of your chart.
Okay, so but we're close to each other.
Yeah,
So that's all
yeah,
that
yeah, yeah.
matters.
Exactly.
That's all
That's
that
it.
it's all
That's-
that matters.
forget everything
the moon,
else.
the sun, nothing else matters. Okay,
Yeah.
so here's what our horoscope had to say for today. Balance will be found as you seek grounding, and this is a good time to exercise and focus on your routine so your body can process situations from the past and connect them with this moment in time. Even though some wonderful moments are behind you now, they serve as inspiration for the future that you wish to create for yourself. Do we agree?
I agree. But I'm also like kind of saying what even is routine these days.
What is routine?
Yeah, but I'm also like reestablishing my relationship with routine.
Well, you were doing a good job. I think you did 24 hours with Vogue. Mm-hmm. You have a nice routine, Kehlani. I'm not gonna lie. From years of knowing you to seeing you now,
Yeah.
it looks so peaceful.
Thank you.
I'm so happy for you.
Thank you.
Let's talk about the brand new album,
There you
Blue
go.
Water Road. Does the blue symbolize anything at all?
I mean, it's actually a real place. It's actually
Right.
a real street. But I think I actually like never, not that I didn't like the color blue, but it wasn't like my go-to favorite color my whole life. And like now that this album is Blue Water Road, and I'm like, okay, maybe I'll do my nails blue and I'll do these things blue. And I'm actually, somebody noticed it and was like, do you know anything about the color blue?
Yeah.
And sent me the origin story of the color blue
Wait.
and facts about just like what blue symbolizes.
What does it symbolize?
Like there's this cobalt blue, I think, that's
Mm-hmm.
like the 27th, which I'm just turned 27, but like it's like this 27th element in something. It's just funny how everything is like, and I'm like, wow, maybe I should paint my house blue. Like I really like blue now.
Interesting. Do you think you
Yeah.
manifested this because of the album?
I have no idea. But my life kind of works like that. I'll be like, I really want a pogo stick. And tomorrow somebody's going to be like, something told me to give you this pogo stick. I'll be like,
Okay. Thank you, universe, for sure. So Blue Water Road is a real place. This is where the recording for the album happened,
Yeah.
correct? Okay.
Yeah.
So now, do you ever go back, or is that chapter closed? Like, are you already, your mindset ahead? Where are we at?
no, I'd love to go back. The studio that I actually recorded it at, I started at a house, like a home studio on Blue Water Road. I ended up finishing it at a studio kind of down the street, and I will always record at that studio. Like, I fell in love with that studio when I did it. I really don't want to record anywhere else. But I also I'm kind of local to Blue Water Road now. So
Yeah.
like I actually don't ever really escape the energy of Blue Water Road because it's kind of like my new life.
Where is it exactly?
It's in Malibu.
Oh, my bad. Wow,
Yeah.
Kehlani. Wow.
Oh, my bad.
No, I'm sorry. Malibu now.
Yeah, I'm by the water. I love it.
Do you miss New York? You lived here for a little bit. Don't forget. No?
Yeah, but you know what? I don't think that the person I am now
Could do it?
could do it. I barely could do it when I was here, yo. I could not keep up. And like my best friends moved with me and like he stayed and he loves it and he's like a full New Yorker now. And I'm like, we're on two different, like he came to LA and he was like, it's so slow. And I'm like, you lived in LA with me also. But he's like, I can't even imagine being on this speed anymore in life. And I'm like, I can't imagine going any faster. Like I love my life.
Yeah. It looks so
It's
peaceful.
so like here.
Yeah. Which is so interesting because you loved living in New York for that
I
bit.
know, but I needed it at the time I was at the time, like I had fallen into like a really like bad place mentally, and I needed something that would keep me like on this like just constant go, so I could just like, wake my mind up. But now that I'm like actually maintaining peace and like actually doing well, I'm like, I don't really need all that stimulation. Like, I really need to scale back.
It's nice to come and visit.
Yeah.
Last year, you were taken over with New York Fashion Week. I remember that. There was a
Yeah.
green outfit you wore that was still
Yeah,
till
that was a
now.
good
I'm
one.
like,
That was a good one.
That was a good one. That was a really good one. Do you ever go back to the Bay?
I do. I was just in the Bay. Like doing this, seeing all my radio folks and the home team, and it was nice. It was really nice.
They also have a beautiful scenic kind of vibe as well,
Yeah.
right? Kind of similar to where we see you at in
Yeah.
the Vogue video at your home.
It's the closest place I've ever lived outside of the Bay that still feels like home.
Right.
Yeah.
It feels like Berkeley Hills a little
It's
bit,
very
right?
Berkeley. It's extremely Berkeley. Yeah.
I love this. Would you ever move back to the Bay?
You know, we were just talking about this. I think all my friends have moved, and like, I only got a couple family members there left. And
Really?
You know, I just feel like I've made my circles. Also, I feel like if I could be there and it still felt the same for me. It's so new. It's like it's so
different.
The gentrification is crazy. Like, it's so new, and not I haven't got a chance to interact with it to figure out if I like can even wiggle through that, you know? But going home is nice. But a lot of the places that I grew up going to that I want to go visit aren't even there. So
Oh.
yeah.
See, I haven't even gone down that road to see.
Yeah, and I say it in the most like grieving type of like
course.
sad way, not like and it's not even there, so it doesn't even matter. Like, it hurts. It for sure is like, it's a painful thing all of us from the Bay are like experiencing as we're growing up in it, you know.
But you like where you live now.
I love where I live. I love it.
It looks so relaxing.
It is.
Do you do yoga? Like, it gives me those
I
vibes
do
of like
all the
meditation,
things.
everything just it feels like you're at one with nature.
I am. I'm literally in a tree.
I love this right now. And your daughter must love it. I saw her in the video hanging out with the dogs.
Oh, she literally lives like my dream baby life. Like, if I could redo my childhood, I'd live my daughter's life for sure. She's like on imagination mode 24 hours a day, like has so many friends that are adults. Like, we're still making baby friends, pandemic, all the things.
Right.
But like, so many friends. She just does whatever she wants. She's like, can explore. She can do an art project this day, a science project this day, go to the zoo this day. Like, she's living her life, honestly.
Did she approve who she wants you to go on tour with yet? Because she didn't even want you talking about it in the video.
Yeah, totally. I ran it by her. She was like, this is the one. This is the smartest move for your trajectory. You know, she approved it. That's the big boss.
Yeah. She's like, okay, we'll see.
Yeah, she was like, we'll give him a chance.
Well, did she approve the merch? I love the merch, by the way.
Oh, she's my executive approver. She
Yeah.
has to approve everything. But the merch is like super special. It's my favorite merch I've ever had, for sure.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I actually am gonna wear it. I never want to wear my merch. Sorry to everybody who ever works
Sorry-
on my merch.
sorry.
I love you. You're amazing. But I'm actively going to wear my merch this year.
What inspired it?
Everybody around me. I had an amazing, team at the time who like thought of all these crazy ideas, and have amazing artists in their pocket, and like found these incredible artists, and everybody pulled it together and made this like perfect batch and presented it to me. I was like, "What do you think?" And I was like, "Amazing."
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I was actually surprised how much you opened up in your episodes getting ready for this album. I don't know why. I mean, you've always been
I've
open.
always overshared.
I feel like, yeah, but I felt like this was a very sensual, more connected, more, I don't know, at one with yourself than I've ever have seen. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Especially episode 1 when it's about love yourself, right? And just seeing you open up and talk. And I don't know, maybe I just love the shots. Whoever came up with it. Did you come up with this? Who came up with this? Are they all with you here?
Gabriel?
Phenomenal.
Come on.
Phenomenal.
GC Phoenix.
And I
Honey
love
Shot Productions.
And I love that we get to see the dynamic of your friends.
Yeah.
And I love to see that you guys all support each other in whatever endeavor that is,
Yeah,
right?
man. Yeah.
Even if it's like, hey, I don't really want to do this anymore, whatever that next thing may be.
Yeah.
I feel like you're a great friend, Kehlani.
Thank you. I really appreciate that. I'd like to think I'm a good friend too.
Do you think so? Would they say that too?
Yeah, you know what? My friends are right there. You can ask them. But I think that also speaks to how great my friends are. Mm-hmm. I think that people are just reflect each other, and I think that I don't think I'd be as good of a person if I didn't have all the people around me that are as great.
Wow.
And sometimes they're greater than me, and they keep me on my toes in my greatness. So.
Same.
As they should.
And I love that you acknowledge that. I think it's important to show who is the not just support system, but who is really behind it all? Who keeps
Yeah.
you going? Who
Yeah.
fuels that love and support? You know what I mean?
You're nothing without your peoples.
Man.
For sure.
Yeah, absolutely. And I don't know if that's just something we've brought with us. Maybe, I don't know. I don't feel like everybody moves like that.
You know what it is I think we can't fault everybody who doesn't, because a lot of people operate out of like a scarcity mindset and like a fierce protection of just like, that's where individualism really comes from, is like this idea that like we're so lucky that we have this one thing, we have to protect it with all of us, we can't share, it only belongs to us. Like like if I spread it too thin, I won't have it, and then it on top of that comes like ego, and like you just get this super individualistic mindset, and then you win and you're celebrating alone, and it sucks.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like every single time something brilliant, beautiful, big happens, I have a whole, group of people to share it with that we're all the same level of excited. You know, I mean, all of us are literally scream crying. All of us are jumping around in circles. All of us are losing it, because it really feels like we all just dropped an album.
How did you all celebrate together?
I had a release party. I did have a release party.
Thanks for the invite.
In LA.
I'm kidding, but how was that moment to celebrate?
It was cool, man. It felt really different from any other like release I've ever had. I think we were sitting on the music for so long, but also it was just like, I feel like everyone's not only been celebrating the album, but just celebrating exactly where we're at in life. Like it felt like everybody was celebrating peace and like celebrating this joy that all of us had reached together, that just was so completely different from like any other time of my life. I feel like I've had moments where like the release felt like, dang, I finally did something right, or like this is the thing that's gonna keep me sane because everything else is chaotic. But for once, I'm like, across the board, everything is amazing, and the release was just like a cherry on top.
Did you get cakes, cupcakes? What was that looking like?
I have a problem with desserts these days. I'm trying to stop eating so much sugar, man. It's so bad. But we had alcoholic beverages.
Was that where the photos from on your Instagram? Was that from? Oh yeah. You
Shout
guys
out
were,
Grey Goose.
Yeah, you guys were having a great time for sure. Oh, so I get what was happening that night.
Yeah, we got a little schmiz.
Lots of celebration.
Lots of water.
Lots of water.
Kinda.
But here you are in New York.
Exactly.
You made it out.
I'm clearly alive and well.
I want to go back to episode 1 and seeing you open up on Little Story. So vulnerable. We're so used to you talking about love stories, and that's why we love so much of your music, right? We've seen this. So when you talked about it, has this person hit you up?
No, but I also sent it to her before it came out. Like when I first made it, I sent it to her. That song's old, but I first sent it to her and I was like, look, this is how I feel, blah. And I ran. And I was like, don't say anything back. I don't want to talk about it. I just want you to hear it. Bye. But yeah, I don't think anybody, I have had people hit me up over music they thought was about them.
Oh no.
And they were like, yeah, I definitely know this one's about me. And I was like, yeah, definitely not.
That's
absolutely not.
That is embarrassing.
Yeah, it was. And I got a little secondhand embarrassed, and I was like, please just, it's okay, walk away slow. We pretend it happened.
You know what? There's that saying, the one that got away. When I watched episode 1 and you're talking about Little Story, and can we categorize this under the one that got away?
No, because
No?
I don't think like that. I
Okay.
feel like that person left my life and actually found something that worked way better.
I love
real.
the honesty.
And so did I.
Yeah.
We both found something that was way better. So like, I don't think anybody's like the one that got away, because if they got away, then they weren't the one.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah,
I'm
no.
exactly where I'm supposed to be, and she's exactly where she's supposed to be, and we're good. Everything is love.
In episode 2, Love Others, and you're talking about your daughter, and you're showing your birth video to your friends. Hold on, wait a minute.
Yeah.
How often do you look at this? Because you just
All
pulled
the
it up.
time.
Okay.
I show it to everyone. I'll show it to you after this.
Please.
Yeah.
Wait. Oh my God. Wait. Hold on.
I'm so proud of it.
Of course. It's beautiful. It's a miracle. Okay. Does it motivate you when you look at it? Like, what do you think when you watch this?
No, I cry the same every time. I can't even look at it sometimes or hear it. It's really what I'm saying. Is this part in it when like she comes out and I'm literally like, oh, and I'm going, my baby. And then I'm like, she looks just like you, to her dad. And then I was like, that was wild. And for some reason, every single time I hear that was wild, I just die hysterically. But I also fully remember it every time I watch it. Like I fully am like, yeah.
See, I heard, and you can help me understand this because obviously I haven't gone through that. I heard that after you have your baby and you look at your baby, all the pain that you went through goes
gone.
away.
Okay, well, see,
Be honest. I know you're going to be honest with me.
it's not that the pain goes away. It's just that it becomes worth it. It doesn't go away. I mean, I tore. I had to lay there and get sewed up, and
Oh
like I
my
had to
gosh.
birth the placenta. Like all there's more things that have to happen after the baby comes out, you know. And then I had to lay there and like not. My first time peeing, I was so scared. I was like, I'm gonna die. Just I'm just not gonna pee ever again. But it makes all of that worth it. I mean, I labored. I mean, by the way, it was very quick.
Really?
My whole labor and birth was 5 hours. That's so
Wow.
quick. From my first contraction, 5 hours to she came out, you know? So, but and to me, that felt like a week. It felt like I was dying for a week.
I love this honesty because Katrina, went through this, and I feel like she keeps trying to sugarcoat it to convince me about this pain. I appreciate that honesty. Keep telling me more.
There's nothing like it on earth. There is no pain on, like, people are like, yeah, it's like pregnancy cramps on 10. I mean, cramps on 10. I'm like, no, it's not. It's like you're being murdered from the inside out. But nobody can ever tell you, can I say?
Yes.
Nobody can tell you shit after that.
Right.
For real.
Right.
After I did, I was like, oh, I just did the crazy. I just died without dying. Like, I literally, at every single point during labor, I was like, oh, it's done. It's a wrap. I'm out. I'm dying. You're taking me with you. I'm dying. Like, tell her I tried. I was a good mom. She'll be all right. But me, I'm out. You know, I was birthing across from a mirror, and I just kept looking at myself like, you're an idiot.
Wait, why are we looking at a mirror? Tell me.
I was in the bathroom.
Oh my gosh.
It was so crazy because
All
I
right.
had this beautiful like birth tub, and I had this like altar built by the birth tub, and I just remember 1 second I was like, I have to shit. And my midwife walked out the room, and she's all like well rested, and she's like, oh, that means she's right there because she's pushing on your stomach and it's pushing on the ass and da da da.
Oh my gosh.
I was like,
yeah.
whatever, I gotta go. And I made it into the bathroom, and all I know is my water broke. I threw up, everything, and then it just started happening. And I was like, I'm gonna die. Take me to the hospital. I remember them literally saying, girl, if we take you to the hospital right now, you're gonna give birth on that porch because she is right there. So just try it. So I stood up on the edge of the bathtub and put my foot on the edge of the bathtub.
Right.
And there was a mirror across from the bathtub, and I literally held on to the shower, and I was like, you're so stupid. And there's this insane picture of me like holding on to the bathtub like this. But yeah, I actually birthed her literally like that.
Oh my. Okay.
You'll never be ready.
Okay. So
And you'll hate yourself while you're doing it, and then you'll love yourself more than you ever loved yourself ever.
did you know all of this ahead of time?
Yep.
Did you?
Yeah, but you don't know until you know. You know what? I'm telling you, it's going to be the worst pain you ever felt in your life. You can't imagine that.
No, not at all.
You can't imagine that.
Oh my God. So Katrina actually played her birth video for me, and I heard her like she was in
Scream.
pain, and I was like
Yeah.
this. I was mortified.
But you know what's crazy? There's so many people who have like euphoric births or like silent. Like my midwife, I remember being like, yo, when you give birth, I can't wait because you're going to finally understand what all your clients go through. Completely painless, euphoric, completely silent birth. Shows me the video, and she's just like, yeah, I just kind of sat there until I felt like, it was his time to come. And then I sat in front of my altar, and then I was like, girl, fuck you, girl. 'Cause
I'm jealous right now.
I was like, literally, let's fight right now because she had to literally shake me and be like, it's okay, relax. Because I was actually dying. Like, I hated it. But I would do it again.
Really?
Many times.
Okay, wait, what?
It was the best thing I ever did. It was the coolest thing I ever saw myself do. Yeah. I gained my roar. I was pretty quiet before, like reserved a little bit. After that, like,
Nah,
can't
nothing
tell
can
me
stop
nothing.
you.
See, for a week straight, I would be silent. I'd be like, did you see what I just did?
Here, look at this. I got it
My
right here.
assistant right there, I'd be like, Sierra, did you really see that? I was like, dude, I did that. Like, that, she was just in there. Now she here. What? I couldn't process it.
And you wanted this. This was a planned pregnancy,
Yeah.
So you were, I feel like in a way you were kind of preparing yourself for all the pain and everything, but it still is a lot. There's nothing you can do to prepare.
I was in at home, like I got all my my prenatal care at home, and every single time, like she walked me through, like she had this little like plushy pelvis, and she was like, "This is what's gonna happen to it," and flips it inside out, and she's like, "And this little bone has to go, and this thing has to, it might just like tear like this, and your hole's gonna go from this big to like this big," and I was like, I got it.
I got it.
And the whole time I'm like, this is my thing's doing like this right now. And the bone is doing the thing you said.
Duly noted. Oh my gosh.
Mm-hmm. We're magical.
I mean, it's incredible hearing this. I've heard so many things about motherhood, and from your perspective, I feel like there's a taboo to talk about mothers and mom guilt. Is that a real thing? Have you gone through this?
Yeah. But I actively fight it. I actively am like, that's so stupid. It's such a stupid thing that society does that ultimately comes from the patriarchy and all the things. But I think I watched enough mothers in my life suffer because almost everybody in my family is a single mom. And I just watched it happen too much. And then I took note of the fact that I could change it. But also I have to realize the privilege in that. Like I have so much privilege to be able to not have mom guilt. I have access to so much help. I have access to, you know, like a nanny and so many friends that can help me come watch my baby when I need to, you know, do something for myself. I have money that I can use to take her out for activities or like have her do something while I'm doing something. Like that's an incredible amount of privilege. So I can't even speak about it with like, and make it seem like it's just easy for everyone to get over. Right. You know, some people are doing 100% of everything because they have to. But if you can possibly not, and a part of you can find a community and find where you can, you know, lean on people in a certain way, like please, that's the biggest thing I encourage you to do as a mom.
I also heard about, you know, mothers feeling like maybe they lost some of their self because so much of their...
You do lose some of yourself, but you gain a whole new bitch.
I think it's important to talk about that because when we hear loss, it immediately goes, oh, that's
But
sad.
you have to lose to gain every time. I've had to lose so many versions of myself that parts of me are like, dang, I thought that part was so tight. And then it made sense later when like the better part of me stepped in and I was like, I see why that girl had to go. I see why I had to get out of here. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I couldn't be the person that I am right now if I didn't let go and painfully let go of all these, you know, past parts of myself that I thought I would fight and hold on to forever, you know?
What was the hardest part to let go of? Is it time? Is it sleeping in? What was it that...
I'm a really impulsive, like I am the most impulsive, like, oh, I like this. I want to do it now. You know, like I want to go this place. I'm buying a plane ticket right now. Like I'm that type of person at all times. And it was the fact that now I have to have like an actual, I have to have a plan and I actually have to like have a forethought about everything. But then it's like, you know, what's the coolest? When I get to take my baby somewhere or I'm finding the joy in just being chill sometimes. Like, and ultimately it made me better because I shouldn't be that impulsive to begin with. So having something that forced that forethought on me is like honestly really cool because I needed to grow up in that way.
I think the impulse, I don't know, it kind of resonates with, freedom to do whatever you want whenever you want.
Yeah. But nobody needs that much freedom to do whatever they want because we need to get it together
There's
a little
a balance? Bit. We need a balance?
Yeah, just a little bit. Just a little bit.
Yeah, see, the sleeping in part, I heard you don't sleep anymore when you become a parent.
You don't.
Okay, that's tough. Right? Isn't it tough?
But now my mornings are really awesome.
Okay, so, you know.
Sometimes I'm like, I'm just going to cry my way through the morning. Or like, can someone please just come play with her while I sleep? Especially if I had work late the night before.
Right.
But like, dance parties at 6 a.m. with a 3-year-old, you know, laughing and like making pancakes is also like way cooler than some of the like 4-hour sleep-ins, miss half the day vibes anyways. So you gotta give and take.
Are you staying at the studio late night working, or have you just, you know, you're still going to a studio, but you've just adjusted your schedule more at this point?
Yeah, but it also depends sometimes. Sometimes it's like, I didn't plan on staying there late, but we just kept going and going and going. So then I'm there really late. But then usually somebody sleeps over to help me. Mm-hmm. Like usually by then I've been like, okay, it looks like I'm gonna be here till like 3 or 4. Like somebody go sleep there, or I'm calling my sitter who's, if she's not at the studio with me, she's already watching her at home, and then it'll be like, just crash, stay till the morning, let me get like 3 hours, and then I'm good, you know. But we're just really on it with each other that way. We don't have like a set schedule. It's very like, you know, my life is all over the place, so you just gotta rock with me here.
Does your daughter know that you sing for a living? Like, has that
Yeah,
connected?
she does.
Okay.
She asked me if I'm happy when I sing all the time. I'll play the voice memo after this. We were laying in bed, and she goes, I want to talk about the universe. And I'm like, you want to talk about the universe? I'm like, where did this come from? She's like, I really love the universe. And she's like, do you like sandcastles? I'm like, yeah. She's like, what kind of castle do you want? I was like, I want a big shiny one. She was like, oh yeah, nice. You can have that. And I was like, thank you. And she was like, are you happy when you sing? And I just lost it internally, because to me it was like this giant, deep, life pondering question where I was like, am I even happy when I sing? But she was just asking me, and I was like, yeah, I am happy when I sing, you know. But she gets it. She's like at work with me. She's like, I want to go to work with you. Mommy's at work. Mommy does camera stuff. Like, mom, she's with all of it.
Would you want her to get into this industry?
I want her to do whatever she wants. And I also want her to know that she can quit anything at any time. I also want her to know she can do 1,000 things.
Right.
If she wants to be a chef, sculptor, NASA rocket scientist, singer, dancer, actor, football player, I don't care. Do it all. Literally do it all. You're lucky to have the cushion that I'm giving you. I want to give her a life to where she can just live and do it all. And the thing that makes her successful is what she loves. And that she doesn't have to, like, you know, grind or die mentality it up like I had to, which doesn't speak to the love I found in my career, because I ended up loving what I, you know, grinded or died for, you know. But I just hope she just realizes that life is about life. You know, it's deeper than what career path you pick, because you don't always love it, you know. But as long as she loves who she is and what she's doing at all times, I've done my job.
That's it. You know what's so interesting? Between you and seeing other mothers, be it Cardi B, Halsey, Summer Walker, just Nicki Minaj, I feel like now is a beautiful time where being a mother is celebrated.
And it doesn't stop your career.
And it doesn't stop your career.
Yeah.
And I'm going to be honest, that's always been something that's been in the back of my mind, right? It's like, well, because we've been programmed for so long to think this way. But
I had to deal with that.
Did you?
Yeah. I mean, not from like my immediate team. My immediate team has always been like, oh, that's what you really wanted to do? Scary, but let's rock, you know? But there were so many people that were like, right now, they were like, things are going really good. We're back on our feet. We're back in motion. Things are really stable. You've been touring, da-da-da-da. The cool part is my manager had just told me, you're about to have an extended amount of time off. What do you want to do, travel the world? And I was like, I want to get pregnant. That's where my head was at.
Right.
But it's definitely like something that I had to be on the other side of that conversation a lot, of like, well, how are you even going to do that? And I was like, I'm going to make this shit work. Like, everybody I ever knew made it work. Why I can't do that, you know?
How can we support mothers and parents deciding to go down this path?
Man, I think we just need to create conscious community around it. Like, I really do. I think that we need to, like, make sure that pregnant people in certain industries or hard careers that don't have enough time have the adequate support around it. I think we need to make sure that we're recycling resources correctly. I think that's a thing too, is people don't feel like I meet plenty of people who are like, yeah, I feel ready mentally, but like I don't have any of the stuff. Right. I'm like, well, our babies grow so quickly, like we don't actually need half this stuff anymore. After a couple months, we need to be recycling this stuff better. And we really just need more communal support. Like, if all of us had communities for real, we'd get through so many more things if we just were open and honest about it, and like people were supporting in the right way. Like, if I could connect every 26, 27-year-old mother, like I was pregnant with a 24, 25, I don't know, my brain doesn't work, 24. if I could connect everybody at that time that was in my age and I was pregnant and we all just leaned on each other, like, it would have been a lot smoother. Yeah, you go take a hot bath, I'll hold the baby. You get out, I'll take my bath, you hold the baby. Like, it can really happen like that. And it happened for me because everybody around me was on that same page of like, this takes a village for real.
I love hearing this perspective from you because, again, I know I've been programmed for a long time. It just seems so isolating. It seemed very alone. It seemed like, oh my gosh, this is such a hurdle. But, you know, that's why I think I'm so excited to see you in this space. It's important. You're so happy. You're at peace. But also, you are thriving with this brand new album. I'm sure, I know you don't care about people's validations and opinion, but you know it's getting a lot of praise, right? Is this weird for me to ask you this?
No, it's not weird. I'm grateful for it. I'm grateful that people can see that I loved something. You know what I'm saying? And they can see that I'm in a. I think my favorite response is that every single time I'm running into somebody that I knew for years or that has known me or known of me, their compliments are beyond my album. They're like, you look happy and you look healthy and you look at peace. And I'm trying to figure like, how obvious was like my turmoil or like my depression or like something like that. And I'm like, it really must have been all over me. Then I think back, like, I can't name a time I was ever like this. You know what I mean?
Wow.
So beyond that, beyond my album, beyond, you know, the critical praise or like people liking the songs or like, it's people liking where I'm at. And that is like beyond, like people are literally going, I'm just so happy for you. Like people are stopping me and being like, you finally look like you love it here.
Well, I think it's because you've always been genuine, right? So when I'm seeing you happy, yes, the success is great, all those, but to see you happy, it's because you're a good person. You know, I've seen you throughout the years, you've been consistent. And no matter what you've gone through, you've always had a genuine, kind spirit. You know what I mean? You want to see that win. And I feel like people want to see that.
Hopefully.
I hope so. I mean, maybe I'm just like far removed. You know, I don't really engage in the chaos of the industry that we're in. But that's because I love music, and this is why I do it. Do you know what? I love the artistry. That's why I'm like so nosy and curious about your songs because you're being vulnerable, you're sharing so much, and then you just got to put it out there and, hey, we'll see what happens.
I know.
You know, maybe you like it, maybe you don't. I know that you have to have a certain kind of confidence to do that. I'm very critical of myself. So I'm just like an altar, right? Even if you're talking about grieving and hard conversations, it still feels it's coming from a place of understanding and peace. You know what I mean? I don't know. It feels intentional.
Yeah, it is.
Right?
Yeah, and it's introspective. I definitely have moments on this album where I'm like, you know, being self-critical or like self-analytical or like self-aware. And that doesn't come without, you know, pain. That doesn't come without hardship. That doesn't come without things being, you know, intense and like it being a task. But I think I've just reached that point in life where I'm learning how to alchemize everything. You know what I mean? Like I don't think anything could happen to me at this point that I would not be able to be like, I can work my way through this, or like, I'm gonna figure this out, or like, I have something for this. I can doctor myself. Or beyond that, I don't think anything would really knock me off my feet that crazy. Like, I don't think I have the ability at this point in my life to get swept, you know, out. I don't. And
wow.
I don't know. I think I don't even have a word to describe like where I'm at with it. I'm just like exactly where I need to be for once.
Perfect. Right.
Yeah.
Watching episode 2, hearing you talk about Melt. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm confused. So you wrote the song a while ago, but now you actually feel it.
Yeah. I think I've always been a big ideal. Like, I have a huge imagination. Like, I'm literally, we're Tauruses, but I'm a Pisces moon. Like, all day, this is happening, but my brain is like, like all day. I'm like taking a walk and I'm like, that's my brain, right? So I could be, you know, starting to feel these emotions of like, you know, love and like, but my brain is going, man, when it's really great, it must just feel like this. So that's where I was writing that song from. And then I start falling in love a little bit. And I'm like, oh, it really does feel like this.
It does feel like
this makes sense. I like it even more now. Yeah.
So currently, we're in love.
We're in love.
We're in love. Okay, I like this. What have you learned throughout the years when it comes to relationships? Are you okay with it being public, private, or a combination of both? I go back and forth with this all the time, by the way. It's a very daunting thing to think about.
Yeah. I don't like sneaking. I don't like feeling like I'm hiding. That just puts a damper on the entire experience of my life. And with me, people are always trying to figure out what I got going on. If I was hiding my relationship, I feel like, how would I even like go in public with you? Because I feel like someone would always be trying to figure it out. Like, I'm just going to tell y'all, I don't really care. Like, I'm just going to tell y'all. Now, I'm not telling y'all my business.
Right.
I'm not telling y'all when I'm going through it. I'm not telling y'all when things are imperfect. I'm not telling y'all, even when things are epic, I'm not like, oh my God, like today, my girlfriend's, you know? I'm not doing that. But I'm not going to hide it because I don't feel like adjusting my life to some weird fame standard that, like, if I was regular, I wouldn't have to do. I just want to go to the farmer's market with my girlfriend. I don't want to have to, like, worry about if we're hiding and people are going to see us together and, like, know who she is and then do this, like, I don't care. I'd rather just, like, here's what it is, y'all. This is what it is. I'm living. Bye.
You are where you need to be.
Exactly.
I love it because I feel like you could see that in everything you do.
That's the biggest compliment and my favorite compliment ever.
Yes. Yes, it's important. We could see it. Well, I could see it. I can't say everybody,
No,
but
people have been seeing it.
Good.
It's crazy.
Okay, how about the song "Wish I Never"?
Yes.
Is this really about somebody?
Yeah.
I got it. Listen, I don't want to assume and be that person. Okay, so did they call you and say? No?
No, zero contact. We just healthily don't have to be in touch with each other, you know? Adults just don't exist in each other's lives sometimes. It's great. I love it.
What would you say? I know this is going to be really hard. Your favorite song on the album? Because I love that one, right?
You do? Yeah.
Oh, I mean, come on with the sample is everything. It's everything.
Yeah.
Get Me Started is also my favorite because I love Sid. But
Love
anyways,
Sid.
so out of your incredible body of work, which song is like your baby? Just you hold it so close.
It
to
is
your heart.
Melt. It is Melt, but I know we've talked about Melt a bunch, so I'm trying to think of my second favorite. My second favorite is Tangerine. Yeah, I just think it's a cool song. Like sonically, I think it's I played with things on that song that like I've never really like done before. Like a lot of cool vocal stuff. Like the lyrics are really clever. It feels really good. I can't wait to sing it live. Like that when we made it, we were like, this is cool. This is different. You know?
Yeah.
So
I know that you've always protected yourself in mental health. How are you protecting yourself nowadays? How has this evolution been?
spiritual work. What? Yeah, I'm Florida water down to the socks. I'm Florida water soaked up in the shower every day. 2 different soaps, covered in sprays, covered in prayers, at my altar every day, talking to my godparents every day. Like I'm strapped up. Like I'm not. I realized a while ago, like it isn't something you can't idealize. Staying spiritually protected. That's not one of those things you can just be like, my ancestors got me, and you just don't do anything for it. Or like, I feel so many things. I feel everything when I go places. Well, handle it. Do something about it. There are tools out there. Use them. You know what I mean? So I am using all my tools for sure.
I was so happy to see you talk about it. You really opened up more. It was in the Vogue video clip, right?
Yeah.
Because you talked briefly about, hey, you've been on your spiritual journey, but you actually talked about it. The name, I don't know how to pronounce it. How do you say it?
Ocha.
Okay, Ocha. Okay, so how did you discover it, and how can people learn more about it if this is something that, you know, they feel they have a different calling and they want to connect?
Yeah, I don't think everybody's meant to do Ocha. I think you can and you should if you really have some type of love for it beforehand. And I wasn't that. I stumbled upon it because I needed some emergency spiritual work done and found out that I needed it. But through the saving, you know, it saving my life, I developed the love because nothing else could have saved my life in that way. But I think people just need to trace back and trace their roots and really figure out what spiritually caused them from, generations before. And it may not look the same for everybody. We're all from different places. Mm-hmm. But I think people need to really tap in ancestrally, and for some people it's Christianity. For some people's, like some people, my grandma, the way she interacts with me the most, posthumously, is with the Bible and with gospel music and with Sundays. Like, that is my grandma all day. That's how she rocks with me. That's how she works with me. That's her jam. But I think it's really just about you paying attention to what actually calls you and also being ready for the commitment that requires.
Wow.
Because it's a huge commitment and it's a lot of discipline, and you can fight it if you want to, but I would not advise fighting it once you introduce yourself to it. So just be ready to really take your life on one if you're going to commit to any of these like deep spiritual practices.
You said that a spirit guided you and enlightened you with less is more for you.
Yeah. Yeah. Like to
Yeah.
my face.
Whew.
Like to my face was like, go home and throw all that away. And was like, and stop decorating everything with a bunch of little trinkets. Stop buying trinkets. And they were like, less is always going to be more. I gave away most of everything. I have about maybe 6 pairs of sneakers and like 6 pairs of boots. Like, that sounds like a lot, but compared to all the bullshit that I had before that I was just collecting from like what people would send me and like stylists would leave me and things like that, like I was swimming in just like stuff, even stuff around my house, just like gifts people would give me and like extra books that I was never gonna read and just like trinkets and things I would collect. I would go somewhere and I'd be like, oh, this is cool, I'm gonna buy it, you know what I mean? But I got rid of everything, and there's just like, I totally get it. It makes all the sense.
Yes.
And now the things that I'm even interested in require me to have less and to want less anyways, because they're hobbies that are very much dependent on like nature and little to nothing. So I'm living my best life with the least amount of stuff I had probably since I was homeless.
Wow.
Yeah.
Simplicity of less is more.
Yeah.
There is something so powerful about that.
Yeah, it's incredible.
I loved seeing you on stage at the Dreamville Festival. You looked so happy.
I was geeked up. Yeah.
Okay, wait. Can you and J. Cole work together?
I would love that. I mean, we've literally spoken about it before, and it's just one of those things that, like, if it happens one day naturally, I want it to happen naturally, you know? But he appreciates what I do. I appreciate what he does. He was happy to have me at the festival. I was more than happy to be there, so that was really cool.
Of course, we love the Dreamville artist.
Yeah.
It just all made sense.
Yeah,
And
those are my that was my favorite festival, like, almost ever. Besides, like, you know, being overseas and doing things like that, but just like the family aspect after, like seeing all the homies and like all my rapper friends, and just like it was a huge, like, everybody was fans of each other and loving each other, and it was like a real big like family fest. And I don't feel like we experience that camaraderie all the time. So moments where I really get to experience like artists being like, I love you, bro, like, we really living this life, it's crazy, like it was great.
how's photography going for you?
It's so fun. It's
Yeah.
been like 5 years, but in the past like 2,
Yeah.
I've gotten more serious. But it's my grandma. My grandma left me a film camera when she passed away, and I actually developed the roll like a couple months ago, and I'm the last photos on it, which is crazy. But I've had her camera sitting on my altar ever since my first altar ever, which is funny because that happened around the first time I ever picked up like a camera. I got a digital
Wow.
camera for Christmas when I was in high school, and it kind of like escalated from there. But ever since I put it on that altar,
You are where you are supposed to be.
every time, every day, at all times, yeah.
Is there anyone or anything that you would love to take a photo of that you haven't yet?
People giving birth. I would love to photograph births.
Wow.
Yeah.
All right, I'm going to remember that.
Not for real.
Okay.
But don't get annoyed with me when I'm like in your like,
Wh-
I'm gonna be like, no, don't even move. Gonna be like, get out of my face.
What is it about you wanting to take photos like that? Why is that important for you?
I just like rawness. I just really love seeing anything in its rawest form. Like, that's why I don't really like, I don't know if you notice any, like, none of my videos are like super CG. They're not like CGI'd out. Like, all my
Right.
stuff is very like, it's on film. It's very like super raw. I just think it doesn't really get more beautiful than things being in their rawest form. And you really cannot get more raw than being
yeah.
in labor. Because that was the first time in my life I didn't care about anything. I was like, I probably stink right now. I look crazy. I'm sweaty. I'm bloody. Everything is like you know?
Yeah.
And it's still, looking back, I'm like, that's the most beautiful I ever been in my entire life, because that was the most powerful I ever been in my entire life right there. It was crazy. My birth photos make me like, what was that? Like, who was that? That was the beginning of all of this, you know?
But it's so beautiful.
Absolutely. Yeah.
This makes me so
I'm
happy.
sprinkling baby
Yeah,
cooties at you.
listen, throw it
Y'all see
over.
this?
I mean, you know what? You've helped me because, again, I've seen you over the years, and to see this, just to see where you are, where you're supposed to be.
Yeah.
You're making this easier. And I say that as, you know, someone who, of course, wants a family one day, of course, wants to go down that road. Yeah. But I'm honest that I have been programmed to be scared for my career, to be scared for my body, I don't want to lose myself, all these things. But to hear you talk is so refreshing, and it is calming. Katrina tries to talk to me, but for some reason, it doesn't resonate when she talks, but it's resonate when you talk to me.
I didn't really feel like sexy until I had a baby.
Really?
I felt like I was always kind of cute. I was like, cool,
right,
cute. But like for some reason after I had a baby, I was like, I could do stuff with this. This is crazy.
Yeah.
I also just like, I viewed it in this whole other way of it being like this crazy portal tool epic birth machine thing that just like I couldn't pick it. I could not pick myself apart. I can't pick my body apart because like, did you see what it did? You know what I mean? Like, how could I pick that apart? That's like me literally criticizing a machine that like does the most impossible magical thing in the world.
And it's perfect as it is. Yeah. I want you to think of the first word that comes to your mind when I say some names, okay?
Oh,
it's all people that I feel that you have love and admiration for.
Okay,
so
great.
no worries.
Long
No.
as there's love and admiration, and I'm not like hate.
No.
I'm just kidding.
Jesse Reyes.
Oh my God. Authentic.
Okay.
Amazing.
Sid.
Pioneering. I think she's a pioneer. Amazing.
SZA.
Bright.
Oh,
She's
I love
so
that.
bright.
Yes.
Yeah.
Summer Walker.
Oh man, I can't say authentic again. I think she's really vulnerable. Yeah, I think she's really vulnerable.
Vulnerable.
Yeah.
Good word.
Yeah.
Ari Lennox.
Hilarious. She is hilarious. She kills me.
And how about Doja Cat?
Oh, I think she's legendary. I think she's literally a superstar. I say it all the time. We get in full conversations with this at tables. I'm literally like, Doja Cat is a superstar. Like the definition to me of a superstar.
I love this.
Yeah, she's a legend. She knows I love her. I stan.
Okay, so last thing we're going to do, it's really fun. DJ E Styles want to get everyone in position. It's fun because you're a singer. We want to do something fun and musical. Promise. What we're going to do is go ahead and guess who hit that note. Okay. So what's going to happen is DJ E Styles is going to play different notes from different singers.
Okay.
Just a snippet of it, and you have to guess who's singing the note.
Okay.
Very easy.
Okay, let's try it.
Okay, first one. Go ahead.
Mariah Carey. Yeah.
Yes. Oh, I love Mariah. Okay. Yep. Next one. Let's see.
Whitney?
You are correct. All right. E Styles, give us the next one.
That was so short.
It is. We get harder.
I don't know.
Okay. It's okay. It's purposely done in that way to make it hard. Let's play one more time because I see.
I don't know.
You're going to know it. Adele. Who said it?
Oh.
Adele.
It was so short. Okay, duh. I wasn't even thinking song. I'm here listening to tone. Like.
Yes. Okay, next one. I'll give you a hint. Wait, hold on. Okay. You talked about a song on the album and your vocals and wanting to find vocals that are, similar to someone that you're inspired by.
Okay.
Okay, that's it. That's all I'm going to say. Okay, go ahead.
Ooh. I know that run is Janet
I
Jackson.
know you know it. One more time.
Ooh. Come on, Janet.
Yep. Yes, Janet Jackson. All right, we're almost done. All right, give us the next one. This you should know because
I should just know.
okay. You'll know.
Okay.
I hope.
Wait, again?
It's such a hard one because we got such a snippet. One more time. You have a tattoo of this person. And I know that doesn't help a lot because you got
that's
lots of tattoos.
Lauren?
It is Lauren.
Oh, B. Yeah, wow. I was like...
Okay.
You picked like the
but
most
these are all
soft high
people-
note. I was like expecting some like really sexy, like one of the crazy. She has such a crazy low.
Yeah. But you know
That
what?
was smart.
Yeah. We're trying to
smart.
play it tough here. All right, E Styles, go ahead. I know. But
Oh.
but I get where you're going. But it's someone that you have mentioned.
Brandy?
No.
No. There was just so many stacks. I just assumed.
There's a lot of stacking.
One more time.
That's so hard.
There's
Play it.
so many of us stacked like that. I would never have guessed that. I would never.
What? Okay. Now the final one. Kehlani, I want you to pay close attention to this. Who is hitting this note right here? What are you laughing at? What's so funny?
Is that you,
Wow, Kehlani. These are my dreams right now. Wow, what happened? I thought, wow.
I just know I support your vision.
Thank you.
I do. I really do. Whatever you want to do in this life, I hope you go at it.
And before you leave, we have a little present for you.
Oh.
It's from Colin and I. We haven't been able to get a hold of you to send this to you, but I know you're not accumulating a lot of things, which is totally understandable. But this
Thank
is
you for respecting
it's
my
really
accumulation levels.
just want to make sure that we're mindful and respectful. We hope that you read this to Adea when you get home.
This. I actually have this.
Do you? Okay,
Yes.
good. We wanted, and actually the end pages are real photos from our nieces and nephews.
Aww.
So Colin was like, can you please make sure that Kehlani gets this? And I was like, absolutely.
This is so cute.
It's his children's book.
Thank you.
Of course. Yay. We love you.
Thank you.
I know you're on the road. It's so good to see you, but more than anything, I'm just happy and proud of you, being in the right place at the right time. And it's not going to be perfect all the time.
Yeah,
right?
It's not perfect all the time.
It's not going to be perfect.
But the fact that I can come out of it.
That's right.
Perfect.
I hope to see you soon. Please don't forget about us.
Of course I won't. You guys need to come over.
I will definitely. Colin will definitely come over. He's all about outdoorsy. Yeah. So it's been challenging. Yeah. How is surfing for you?
I'm talking about it like I've been surfing for a year, but that's just the effect that it has on people. So I don't want anybody to be misconstrued like I've been surfing for a long time, because I have not.
But it looks good on you.
It has that effect on people, though. Yeah. I think everybody around me that surfs literally was like, I was the same way. First day surfing, I was like, I gotta go again the next day. The next day, I was like, I gotta go again the next day. It just has that effect.
Was it anyone in particular that was like, hey, let's try surfing?
My friend Natasha. Shout out Natasha. Tashi. She's the best. If you ever need surf lessons in LA, go to Natasha.
And you like wearing the wetsuit? I love a wetsuit sometimes. It depends on.
That is the worst part.
Really?
I mean,
feel like
in the water, it saves your life.
Yes.
Like you would freeze to death otherwise. But like the hardest part of surfing to me is the fight with the wetsuit after.
Oh, well, yeah, after. I mean, trying to pull it off.
It is a literal like war. I'm at war. I'm literally there like, I'm going to die. Yeah.
So you enjoy it?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm okay at bodyboarding.
You guys should come.
Yeah, no,
Yeah, boogie, body, paddle. You have lots of options here.
Is the water cold out there?
Yeah, so you need a wetsuit and some boots.
Can we do it in the Caribbean?
Yeah, do you want to take us on a surf trip? Is that what you get? You heard this first.
They want
to take us on a surf trip. I'd love to see it.
I love you so much. I'm
too.
so proud of you.
Thank
I
you.
love seeing everybody around you that makes you happy. I hope you all keep winning. All keep winning in the way that you want to win.
Thank you.
Love you.
Love you.